Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Painting Mansions of Madness minis with Foster the Meeple. My name is Zach, and today we're going to be painting another investigator from the series. It is Carson Sinclair, the Butler. And we're doing this as part of the hashtag MyMiniYourMini challenge on Instagram. Stick around to the end of the video to see the results of the other participants. Starting off here, I'm using Barbarian Flesh to block in the hands and face of Carson Sinclair. I am, as always, using my Army Painter War Paints in this video. Next up, going to take some dark stone and go over basically the pants, the jacket, and the vest. This mini doesn't have a whole lot of color variation from the card art, which is what I'm following here. So I'm just going over these parts with this base coat, and we'll come back a little later and there will be a little bit of highlighting, but it's mostly just this color. I'm using some ash gray to fill in the hair on the minis, so that isn't too much as he's mostly bald, but we get the sideburns and a little bit of eyebrow in there with the mutton chops as well. Now I'm going back for some Necromancer's Cloak, which is basically one of my most used paints in this series so far. Going back over the pants, the jacket, and the vest here, giving some tonal variation with that dark grayish black color. Here I'm just filling in some gray over the parts of the mini where the white shirt eventually will be and the necktie area, giving it some separation from the darker suit and vest around it. In the background here, you can see the little IKEA toolset box I'm using as my wet palette. Just a little plastic box with a lid, cut a piece of microfiber cloth to go inside, cover it with water, parchment paper on top, and this little tool can basically keep your paints fresher and more workable for a much longer time than if you had them on a palette exposed to the air. Highly recommend you try and make one at home. I'm using the matte white here to go over the shirt again, which is just the inside shirt and the collar, the upper collar around the top, and this is basically the only color variation in the main outfit. Going in with the matte black, and I'm going to color in the shoes. He's a butler, so you know, pretty nice, really dark and shiny black shoes is what I would like, so eventually if I get some gloss varnish, I might go over his shoes with that. After getting the shoes, I'm just using the same matte black to go over the base of the mini. At this point, I'm mixing some slightly lighter tones from the wet palette and going over some of the outer or raised edges on the suit. Some very subtle highlighting here. It's not really going to stand out that much, but a little bit helps. All right, Carson, give us a twirl and let's see how things are looking. Not too bad. We've got our main colors blocked in. Here's the process of making the eyeballs. Starting with a blob of white in each eye socket that's going to end up being quite a bit bigger than what I need. So at this point, it looks a bit like a screw up, but we're going to fix it soon. Also just touching up a couple spots on the collar here. Next, I'm getting the matte black, and you can see I'm bracing my hands, both of them, onto the mini holder, trying to get as steady as possible here to put a small dot or a line in each eye socket. And it's looking pretty cartoony right now. So what we do is we take the flesh tone, Barbarian Flesh, and we're basically painting out the bottom of what we just did, and it's going to crop the eyes to the size that we want them to be. At this point, it's just finishing up the mini, mixing a lighter version of my skin tone to add some highlights. You can see that in some parts around the hands, I did overextend the flesh tone, so I'm gonna come back in and clean that up. And when you look at the final rotation here, showing off the end result, you can see that I also did some edge highlighting. I took a metallic silver and I made a ring on the left hand, and I worked on the hair to give it a bit more tonal variety and highlighting. Here we have all the results from the hashtag MyMiniYourMini challenge on Instagram for Carson Sinclair, including one total conversion into Fred from Scooby-Doo. If you want to check out these artists, I'll link their tags below in the description, and if you want to join us, please just message me or someone else in the group. We paint a new mini every Thursday. Thanks for watching the video. We have new ones for you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday here at Foster the Meeple. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing and giving us a like. Here's a couple more videos you could go watch right now. You could also find us at Foster the Meeple on Instagram, and we'd love to hear from you in the comments. We'll see you next time, and once again, thanks for watching.